Hi, this is Robin from the Cocoa Daisy design team, here to walk you through February in my 52 favorites album. And so I'm going to show you a few spreads that I have not shared on social media anywhere. And this is one of them, which is my opening spread for the month of February. Here I used a planner dashboard and I did some texture hearts on here with a stencil from Paige Taylor Evans to kind of give it a little bit of oomph. I also used these hearts to create, so one is on the dashboard itself, and then I used some of the puffy hearts from the kit, and I made this sort of triangle to draw you around the page. I always start each month with a quote. This is my quote for the month. This is a photo of my son in Scoobu. My son came over for a visit to talk to us about the fact that he had an injury at work and he's probably going to have some surgery. And then this is my first week layout for February. So this is the first week of February's layout. And I actually have two for this week, which kind of goes against the whole idea of 52 favorites, but there were two things I really wanted to talk about. This was unexpected, which is why there's two layouts for the first week of February. This is about my laptop that died, and I wanted to record everything about how much I love this laptop. It was with me through my bachelor's program and my master's program, and so it kind of helped me get my degrees and also record live for over 10 years. It had my favorite software on it, which I had to give up obviously whenever my laptop died, which again was my fault. But I really wanted to talk about this laptop and how much it's meant to me over 10 years. I know it's a thing, but I'm in technology for my job, and I do like new stuff, and I don't mind change. And so it was kind of interesting to me to reflect back on this laptop and the fact that it was a part of me for so long, considering how much I like to try new things. So anyway, I decided two spreads for this week was okay. And so this is the second spread that I have not shared. It's actually spread number 2 for week 6 in my album. And it's about friends of mine and Mark's who met in 1962 originally. And many, many years later, they met again and they married. So first loves, they met many, many years later, over 50 years later, and they married. And they've been married ever since. And she is the chairman of the board for a charity that I also like to support. And they had this sock hop, and I wanted to capture kind of, their story and put it in my album. And I thought this was a great photo of them. It was really dark in there, so it didn't turn out as, kind of the way I would want a photo to turn out like this. So I turned it into a sketch, and I really, really like how that worked out. And I'm using Photoshop Elements now. Since I don't have Photoshop anymore, I decided to go with Photoshop Elements, and this is something that you can do in Photoshop Elements, and I really like how it turned out. And then this is about the flowers my husband got me, and I did post this on social media. And in here, I've also put the card that he sent me, and with his writing, which I love to include. So I do include ephemera that's not scrapbooking stuff. And I wanted to talk about this a little bit. I love the fact that I could stamp on this full page. This is a full TN size photo. I love the fact that I could stamp on it and how it just kind of brings it all together. The other thing I really like about this is that I was able to include the washi tape. I'm just learning how to use washi tape because I'm not really a planner person, and I haven't really used washi tape a lot. So I'm always looking for ways to include it, and I'm not sure how it's going to work out, but I really like the way it worked out in this layout. I kind of like the way it plays off these lines from this paper and really brings the like a kind of triangle of flowers together as well on here. So that was really cool to me. And then the next layout is about the Go Red for Women heart luncheon that I go to. And again, I had some ephemera that I put in here. I took this out for the video, but I got these items from the event, and it's really important to me to include this kind of stuff in my album as well, although I probably don't show that much whenever I'm showing the layouts on my Instagram or on my Facebook stuff. But I used a cut file here from Whimsy Fox Crafts, and I really, really, really love it. And the reason why I love it is because it comes with this punched out stitching for you to stitch here, and you could actually stitch lines across or these X's or, you know, kind of whatever you want to do. And I used the blanks from these to create these hearts, and I actually used the blanks to outline the hearts and fussy cut them. And then I used the cut file itself to poke the holes in so that my X's would match the size and kind of width of the ones that were in the cut file itself. Also on this layout, I am using the Puffy Alphas from the Love Notes kit, and I love puffy stickers, but I really love this alpha too. It's just really a cool the way it's all set up. And so anyway, I really like it, and I use it again in my next layout. So on the other side is the story of Haley's Gotcha Day. The problem with this layout is this is actually her birthday. Gotcha Day is coming up next week on March 13th. So I kind of got things backwards this year, which I have done that before, and I'm just going with it. So in March, I'm going to do a story about her birthday, but really they should be reversed. But it doesn't really matter to me. It's the fact that I capture my fur babies in my album. They mean a lot to me. They've given me a lot of love and taught me a lot about life and unconditional love, because that's what you get from fur babies. So anyway, what I did was I cut this file out twice, and I, you know, did my stitching on one side that's different than my stitching on the other side. And that's the reason why I cut it out twice, and then I glued it together. So here you can see that I did a lot of stitching around the hearts themselves. And then on this side, I only did it on one, which was kind of the part of the title, the main heart. And I wanted to really highlight this word heart because, again, this was Go Red for Women Luncheon, and it's really about educating women about heart disease and how we are different from men, and how heart disease affects us differently than it does men, and the symptoms are different, etc. And this really goes a long way, also this luncheon in this particular event, towards educating women in all income levels. And I think it's really, really important that everybody understand and how to take care of themselves, and how we are different and our symptoms are different. And so again, I'm going to go back to, I'm sorry for jumping around there, but I'm going to go back to this one because I wanted to show you that I love to do this kind of thing where I try to draw you around the page with the design itself, but I never want to forget about the story. The story is the most important aspect to me, and so I did include the story. I just included it on a pullout for this particular layout. And you should always, and I hope that you do, always include your story, because that's the most important thing about all this. And I know that when I look through this album, in, you know, the years to come, that I'm going to really enjoy the fact that I really wrote out how I felt at the time and what was going on in my life, and, you know, what this particular event meant to me, etc. And I know I'm going to really enjoy, you know, kind of reading the stories about the people that I have met along the way and why they're important to me. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope that you have a wonderful week. Take care.